So here we are, the match that many consider to be French football's ultimate game. PSG against Marseille is a contest of contrasts. Nouveau riche against the old guard, you might even say. Whatever the background, however, the personnel on the pitch and the passion in the stands should ensure that this is a cracker. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. A grand old guard taking on a relatively new superpower, spiced up by history and culture of cities and people.
Well, two teams that are a lot further away than normal derbies, shall we say, but it's one of these games that you know will get fiery no matter what happens, as there are so many underlying factors, Peter, as to how this rivalry came into prominence. It's almost impossible not to when there's a political and economic edge to it all.
The action has already started. Jim, see making a difference here?
Well, Guardiola, Peter, is a fella who appeared on the scene after a meteoric rise on the international scene, but he really is, for me, the blueprint of the modern centre-half, and of course he can play at left-back too. He's old school, he's...
Haaland! And that is wildly off target.
Yeah, I think that miss is going to give him nightmares for a while.
That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Now it's Haaland.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Well timed, excellent interception. Diaz. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing.
Might want to be careful there.
It's a good spell of possession, this. And it's Denzel Dumfries. Now that looks a decent ball. That's an excellent interception. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
And he's intervened well there. Pedri takes control of it and he's on the move. Can he finish? Just not quite happening for him just now.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get the reward if they can stick at this.
And we have our very first corner. This ended up in no man's land. Mbappe. Paris Saint-Germain are looking to go forward now. Paris Saint-Germain still without a single shot on target. Some really good ball movement. Saliba.
Vinicius Junior really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
That's a lovely, neat pass.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Dembele. Knocks it out wide. Mendes, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. And it's Camavinga. Camavinga. And here's Mbappe. Lovely feet.
Mbappe really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Now this could be a chance. Camavinga. Mamardashvili claims comfortably. Dumfries. Rice. Pedri. For Rice. And here's Vinicius Junior. Camavinga. And it's Mendes. They get a throw in. Van der Ven. And it's half-time here. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. So we reached the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. And we're underway again.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign. Things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
And it's Rice. Dumfries gets into some space. It's their second corner of the game. And now a sudden chance to counter. Oh, it's Dembele. Bellingham. Passing nice and neat. He's in a great position here. And smartly reclaimed. Vinicius Junior. Yamal.
Look, they're prepared to be quite physical to contain any danger that might come their way.
Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. And it's Denzel Dumfries. Best part of an hour, and still no breakthrough from either side. Saliba, and that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Looking to play him in. Bellingham. They're trying everything to subdue him here.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Almost an hour gone. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. There's the shot! It is still anyone's game, 0-0. Rice making good progress on the right-hand side. Camavinga. Strokes it back. Gravenberg. Played out wide. And here's Diaz. And here's Mbappe. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Pass is just off target. Oh, well, that is not a great touch.
Yeah, very careless, and I leave it at that.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro
We have got
14.
changes here from
Le
both
numéro
sides, in
37.
fact.
Le numéro 6. Le numéro 5. À leur place, le numéro 21. Le numéro 4. Le numéro 8.
De Jong.
Le numéro 20.
Paris Saint-Germain still have the cards to affect this game. And they can counter here. That looks a cracking ball. Oh, they could be caught out here. He's having a shot! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
That'll earn him a few high fives. Probably feels he could have been better protected, though.
And it's been taken short. And here's Dembele. That's tidy. Frimpong. Very nicely done.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
And it's Bruno Fernandes. And here's Dembele. And he shoots! Oh, the ball's run loose here. The pass has gone astray. And it's gone back to the keeper.
This has been a better game than the scoreline suggests, and it really does merit a go.
Bruno Fernandes. Paris Saint-Germain looking to pass their way through. Oh, lovely feeding, is such a good mover. And he's in on goal. Musiala gives it back.
He had nobody else to help out there. Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Shot a goal! That's another chance. Oh, what about that? Save the best for last. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Paris Saint-Germain take what looks to be a decisive lead.
Well, the last moments now, Peter, are going to be very frantic. There's still time for a twist or two yet. It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Musiala carries the ball down the right. Oh, it's Dembele. Lovely bit of skill. And it's Frimpong. There goes the final whistle. Relief, finally. Now at last they can enjoy the taste of victory. Fingernails bitten to the quick, but they have got over the line. Quite a ride. Mbappe claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Paris Saint-Germain really were great today. They showed a lot of battling qualities required in a game like this, such as intensity, personality, a gritty spirit. I think this result was well merited.
So here we are, the match that many consider to be French football's ultimate game. PSG against Marseille is a contest of contrasts. Nouveau riche against the old guard, you might even say. Whatever the background, however, the personnel on the pitch and the passion in the stands should ensure that this is a cracker. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting.
So here we go then, with two clubs who have had such a large share of success in French football in the recent past, but whose roots could barely be any more different.
Well, two teams that are a lot further away than normal derbies, shall we say, but it's one of these games that you know will get fiery no matter what happens, as there are so many underlying factors, Peter, as to how this rivalry came into prominence. It's almost impossible not to when there's a political...
Great chance! Marseille have a free kick. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, when it comes to being very watchable, Peter, I don't think you'll get much better than Vinicius Junior. His raw pace, added to the infinite amount of trickery he has up his sleeve, are sure to cause any defence no shortage of headaches. He just needs a better final product at the top level.
Yeah, hard to see past him. He'll be looking to put on a show, I'm certain of that.
Mbappe, Camavinga, threads one in. He's found a way through. He's had a shot! Superb from Dembele! About as smooth as it gets. And Paris Saint-Germain take the lead. He has given that the lot. Bang!
I think he's even surprised himself, Peter, in how well he caught that.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
Well, he's certainly happy with that after what's been said in the build-up, you know.
Here's a chance! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Gravenberg. More and more pressure on the ball here. He's looking wide. Hakimi makes the interception. And it's Pedri. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Pedri. Chance here to counter. This looks promising. Yamal. Van de Ven deals with that comfortably. Dembele. Mendes, who's set up one goal so far. Rice could try cutting inside here. Saliba. Traoré. For Rice. Chouameni. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Diaz chasing after it. Oh, well played, well played. Nuno Mendes. Now it's Vinicius Junior. And now the breakaway. Paris Saint-Germain looking to go into the break, 1-0 up. And it's Dembele. Dembele! It's loose and there's a race for the ball.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Just 5 minutes left until the break. Now it's Haaland.
Vinicius Junior.
Oh, it's played into the area. It's not an especially good pass, that. Van de Ven. And it's Mendes. Camavinga. And the referee brings the first half to a close. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
On the evidence of what we've seen, they're worth their lead. There was genuine intensity and purpose behind what they brought to the game. I think they'll want a strong start just after the break, though, to force the issue that bit more.
Paris Saint-Germain are 1-0 up at half-time, and it's all to play for. Hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. Paris Saint-Germain carrying a one-goal lead. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Now it's Vinicius Junior. And the counter is on. Pedri. Played back in. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
And here's Dembele. Tries to play it through. Oh, brilliant save under real pressure. Camavinga unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Chouameni just coming up to the hour mark, and it's still 1-0. And here's Vinicius Junior. Great vision. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Camavinga. He really is being given no time to think on the ball now.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience.
And the shot! He's done very well to get to that.
It's quite a show he's putting on here. This is excellent work.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain.
Marseille with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually.
Le numéro 6, le numéro 37.
And it's been taken short.
Le numéro 18, le numéro 20.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that. And here has a shot!
It's loose now and they want to get it. Oh, what has happened here?
Fernandez. He's tried one!
And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
It's certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.
Can he get on the end of this? And here's Yamal. And he's whipped it across. Corner number 2 then.
Oh, that's wonderful alertness.
Chance, surely! Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
And it's Barella. Barella,
There he goes, motoring forward.
Mendes gets across and deals with it.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Nuno Mendes. And he's in on goal. There's the shot! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Dembele goes short.
That looks a decent ball. And he was alert to it.
Marseille have the chance to go the other way. Hakimi. Dembele
Pulls off an exemplary piece of defending.
It's a pretty loose pass.
Vinicius Junior looks to get on the end of this. Great defending, strong and determined.
Tries to pass it through. Can he latch on to this?
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Hakimi cuts it out. Gives it back.
Modern football for you and all that pressing.
Still just that single goal and we are nearly done.
And he's had it nicked away. Yamal now looking to orchestrate a counter. Oh, it's Dembele.
This is the time you need that pace.
Musiala aims beyond the defence. I think we're just about done here. Fernandez is the guilty party there. And just to confirm that the referee did issue a yellow card for that earlier incident. Barella. And here's Yamal. And it's made its way.
Real chance!
And that is doing no harm at all.
Temps additionnel, 3 minutes.
Nicely spread. Nice bit of skill, and he's away.
He's shifting through the gears here. Whistle's gone and they've got themselves a free kick.
Well, plenty of early set pieces here. So who is the target now? He's having a look at what's available. There's the header! And it's come back out to him.
Oh, there's a probing ball.
Paris Saint-Germain.
And that will be it.
Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense.
The two sides separated by the game's only goal. Dembele claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. Well, how will we look back on that?
Paris Saint-Germain really were great today. They showed a lot of battling qualities required in a game like this, such as intensity, personality, a gritty...
So here we are, the match that many consider to be French football's ultimate game. PSG against Marseille is a contest of contrasts. Nouveau riche against the old guard, you might even say. Whatever the background, however, the personnel on the pitch and the passion in the stands should ensure that this is a cracker. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special.
So here we go then, with two clubs who have had such a large share of success in French football in the recent past, but whose roots could barely be any more different.
Well, two teams that are a lot further away than normal derbies, shall we say, but it's one of these games that you know will get fiery no matter what happens, as there are so many underlying factors, Peter, as to how this rivalry came into prominence. It's almost...
Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
And that was really positive from him. He was far too good for those defenders and nearly scored a cracker.
Saliba promptly onto that, and that is that.
Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, Peter, the inclusion of this fella, Mickey van de Ven, is probably an indication that the boss wants to play out from the back. I mean, we all talk about how brilliant his recovery pace is when it comes to defending, but he's actually quite tasty on the ball too, particularly with his long-range passing, and he loves those diagonals at times, and he's one to watch out for.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. And that's gone loose. Frimpong.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Looking for the run. Shoots! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
It's quite a show he's putting on here. This is excellent work.
Eder Militao, bustling and very visible inside the box.
Well, I can imagine it's going to be quite a scramble for the ball, but we know who has the magnetic impact.
Dembele plays it short. Good read, needed to be. Marseille have the chance to go the other way. Can he get onto this? Still goalless. Nicely weighted ball. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. He's having a shot! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Corner number 2 then. And it's been taken short. Now it's Dembele. And it's Mendes. Very nicely done. This is Dembele. Bellingham is onto this. He's been taken down and the referee has pointed at the spot. And this could turn out to be one big kick of the ball. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score. And obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
This for the lead. And he's kept it out.
Oh, once the save was made, the change to both mindsets could be hugely telling now.
Now it's Haaland. Great chance! It's off target and by quite a way.
Well, it's almost like he had too much thinking time there, Peter.
Haaland. Played out to the left flank. Played through for the wide man. Camavinga. 30 minutes gone. Marseille applying the press here, a high press.
Yeah, we see this so often these days, but it does demand an awful lot of work rate and, of course, the discipline, because it has to be with everyone. It can't be with one or two. If that starts happening here, it'll just fall away.
Yeah, and there are so much of them, but, of course, the returns can be terrific. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Now it's Yamal. Mendes goes steaming forward. And here's Dembele. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Haaland unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. He's away! Engages and forces him off the ball. There's great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Yamal.
Temps additionnel, 1 minute.
And he was quick to react. Bellingham. It's Camavinga. Oh, it's Dembele. And we hit half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So your views on the first half?
Well, I would say, Peter, that the scoreline isn't entirely reflective of that first half. There's been a decent ebb and flow. The penalty obviously jumps out as the moment, but there's plenty of time left to see things change.
So we reached the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. So we're just settling back into this second half.
Paris Saint-Germain clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
And it's Bellingham. Mbappe! Big chance! A real chance and a real let-off.
Paris Saint-Germain certainly look sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Looking wide.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Back into the middle. Frimpong. Eder Militao. Still waiting for the game to take off here. 0-0. And it's Camavinga. Mbappe being hunted in packs.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't...
And the shot! Same again, same outcome.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
Chouameni. Hakimi. For Rice. Chouameni. And it's Rice. And here's Yamal. This looks promising. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. It is still anyone's game, 0-0. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. And here's Yamal. Strong running down that left flank. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And here's Vinicius Junior. Paris Saint-Germain needed that. They really needed it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Can he finish? Now, who's going to be first to this? Vardiol. Here's Chouameni. Rice. Mendes cuts out the pass. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Yamal tries a shot!
Marseille clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro 6, le numéro 5, le numéro 37, le numéro 14, le numéro 3.
And it's Tchouaméni.
Le numéro 22, le numéro 20, le numéro 4, le numéro 18, le numéro 23. Changement en cours.
Tchouaméni. Barella. Knocks it into space.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Now it's Musiala. Musiala looking to penetrate opposition lines. Turns back here, probably the best option.
Listen, it may well finish this way because it's been so tight all the way through, but equally, we might still get a moment of magic, a mistake, or a refereeing decision to influence otherwise.
He's played it back. Now this could be... Oh, shooting chance! Oh, yes, it's there! Save the best for last! Really tidily gathered, and ultimately a more than tidy finish.
Some great movement here, and the pass was perfect. All he had to do was just apply the finishing touch.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Marseille take the lead. Now it's just a question of holding on.
There's still a bit left in it, Peter, but they should find the necessary to avoid a slip-up now.
It's a pretty loose pass. 2 minutes to be added on. No, that was never going to make it. And that is as far as it goes. So in the end, one goal did it. An exciting encounter where both sides produced a genuine effort to go on and win it, but neither was able to add to the scoreline in the end. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Yeah, well, I've been on the losing side in games like this, and I can tell you it really does hurt. It's about the fans, and when you let them down, it hurts that bit more. I mean, you can do all the right preparations and still end up on the losing side. I don't think they'll be going out tonight.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. So here we are, the match that many consider to be French football's ultimate game. PSG against Marseille is a contest of contrasts. Nouveau riche against the old guard, you might even say. Whatever the background, however, the personnel on the pitch and the passion in the stands should ensure that this is a cracker. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. Step back! Great effort, but no way through. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, when it comes to being very watchable, Peter, I don't think you'll get much better than Vinicius Junior. His raw pace, added to the infinite amount of trickery he has up his sleeve, are sure to cause any defence no shortage of headaches. He just needs a better final product at the top.
Real chance! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Frimpong really should be making an apology. That longer range pass gave him a golden chance then.
Eder Militao, bustling and very visible inside the box.
Well, he is someone you can count on to get his head to it, one way or another, Peter.
Dembele. And now they can spring out of defence. Now this could be a chance. Chance! In he goes again. Decent enough try.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
Eder Militao kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Mbappe. Pedri. Now it's Vinicius Junior. He's found a way past. Haaland. And he's managed to get free. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Tries to play it through. Now it's Dembele. Plenty to aim at here. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
And a chance! In for the pieces! Goal! Paris Saint-Germain! And Paris Saint-Germain take the lead. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Yeah, his instinct told him that the keeper would struggle to cope with that, so top marks for him following up. I think it's really sharp play, it was well read, and he was a little quicker than everybody else.
Paris Saint-Germain penetrate first. It is a truly precious lead.
Oh, he's just loving that. Certainly gives you a very unique feeling. Tremendous.
Oh, he's done very well to take that back. They've won a corner. Good read, needed to be. Has a shot! It's run loose, who's going to get there? Now it's Diaz. Great vision. Oh, super find. Mbappe shoots! It's in! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
I was impressed with both the movement and the pass, both causing lots of problems for that defence.
Goal lead.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
And it's Bellingham. Oh, that's neat. No, that's been intercepted. Rice. Now it's Yamal. Played back in. Nuno Mendes. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Threads one in. Mendes is in a really good position out wide. I think that's a corner. Yes, it is. Paris Saint-Germain have their second corner now, and it's been taken short. Oh, sweet feet. Chooses to go back, and he's gone backward here. Great defending, strong and determined. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Oh, it's fallen loose again! And he's found the net! Half-time rapidly approaching. That could be a big one. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, they say all goalkeepers are crazy, and after that, maybe there's some truth in it.
We have got ourselves a big chance! Camavinga. And here's the chance to counter. Now Van de Ven. Frimpong. And it's Gravenberch. Good ball, good take. Diaz. Oh, this is a terrific run. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. It's been thrills and spills at either end in the first half. Neither side really seizing the initiative, and both teams still very much in it. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They'll want a good start to the second half.
Paris Saint-Germain are up by the odd goal in 3, just about shading things at the break. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. Oh, good-looking ball. Now it's Mbappe. Saliba did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Haaland was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. This is Dembele. Shot a goal! He's got a goal! And there we have it, the 2-goal cushion. He knows it's taken a big and very kind deflection, but he is claiming it nonetheless. Paris Saint-Germain were 2 up and into a position of real strength.
Well, there's only one team in it at the moment, and the question is, will they be happy to sit on this?
Diaz.
Well, they've stamped some authority on things, but how much more authority can be generated?
Ruben Diaz calmly anticipates. Vinicius Junior running with the ball. Oh, that is a good ball to find. And the shot! We've got a goal! Back to within 1. Interesting. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
The manager must have given them an earful at half-time, and fair play, because it seems to have worked. They've got to kick on from here now.
Gravenberch, that has not gone well. He's shifting through the gears here. It's gone all the way through to the keeper.
Marseille really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Now it's Yamal. Yamal proves just a little bit too strong. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it.
Lamine Yamal really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner, and just maybe there he overdid it slightly. And
there's the shot! He scores! There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro 6, le numéro 5, le numéro 37, le numéro 3, le numéro 14.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
Le numéro 8.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, everything is going to plan, Peter. A day for a regular managerial heartbeat, at least for one.
It's run loose here. Oh, he couldn't quite make it. And they can counter here. That's good running with the ball. The defence opting here for strength in numbers. Chouameni played out towards the right wing. Now it's Isak. De Jong. Now it's Isak. He's picked his way through. He's cut it out. Over to the left. Saliba concedes a free kick for that. Vinicius Junior. Now Kerkez. Chouameni. It's a pretty loose pass.
And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again.
Dembele does have his name on the score sheet, of course. And that's put paid to a promising move. Passes short and sharp. Oh, such a clever touch. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Now it's David. Some good work on the right flank here. Now it's Mbappe. Frimpong tries making a foray down the right. That's good play. Can he spark a counter here? Now that looks a decent ball. Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. Chouameni with the foul. Oh, not quite. And this is Dembele. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria. A win achieved through the right balance of industry and inspiration. A really satisfying day's work. Mbappe voted man of the match, and deservedly so.